So I just drove down this easement road and I thought I had my camera running and I didn't. And now we're at the property. So I'm just going to go ahead and start the video right now. Truck is parked on the easement road. I'm looking to the north and the property's on the right side of the road on the east side. We came out of Mountain View. See the listing for the directions, but we came out of Mountain View, and when we turned left, turned south onto the private easement road, we went about half a mile, slightly over half a mile, and that's where we are right now. We're at the property. It's the last property here on the east side of the private road. So if you want privacy, if you want seclusion, this is definitely it. You can see obviously the mature timber on the property. This is part of a 160 acre tract we purchased, and about 2 or 3 years ago it had been logged in some spots. I don't see any sign of that here on this tract. Had I actually been recording like I thought I was, you would have heard that this private easement road has not been cleaned up yet. We just bought these properties. The guys haven't even been out here to mow it. And so I'm in what appears to be a nice pickup, but if you look closely, that thing's all scratched and dented up, so that was fine on that road. But if you're in a nice vehicle, you might want to at least check with us and make sure the guys have gotten out here and mowed the edges, because it hadn't been mowed for 3 or 4 years, and there were some briars and stuff that will wreak havoc upon your beautiful paint job. In a truck or an SUV, the road is fine right now, other than the briars. But we will have the road contractor come and smooth it out and make it a whole lot better. But right now, be aware that it is what it is. So if you're coming out here immediately, you'll probably want to be in something that could stand a couple scratches. Just kind of fair warning to everybody. On the plus side, these properties will never be cheaper than they are right now, because like I said, we did just buy them. If you follow what we do, you know that we like to get properties on the market immediately at the lowest price possible, and then as we do improve them over the weeks and months, the prices go up. We really haven't done anything to this property. We haven't cut in a trail or a driveway, so bring your chainsaw and your weed whacker. You can't cut the bigger timber until the property's been paid for in full, and then you can do whatever you like. But as far as before the property's been paid for in full, you can cut the smaller timber to create a trail and a building site, that kind of stuff. This property obviously has big marketable timber, and you can't cut that till you've paid for it in full. I think that's fair. I'm just walking to the east. I have not been on this property at all. I've seen it from the road, but I haven't really set foot on it until just now. And gorgeous. I mean, we're looking at big timber all over the place. This area is well known for white-tailed deer. Big white-tailed deer out here, and large turkey as well. I mean, wow, we've got some good timber here. I didn't realize this. Look at those oak trees. Really gorgeous. I don't know if you'll find trees like that on the entire property, but there certainly are some right here. Wow, I can see, just from where I am, I can see 12, 15 trees that look like they'd be good, big, marketable oaks. Once you paid for the property in full, if you wanted to harvest those, they can be worth some big bucks. Looks like it slopes down a little bit into what I would call maybe a wet weather creek. If it rained heavily, this could be flowing, otherwise it's dry. Back up the other side. Rises up a little bit. We're pretty close to the south line. I'm on the south side here of the property. But we've got some timber looking to the north as well. Looks like there have been some bucks rubbing on the trees over here. Super private property. But we're actually, whoop. Thought I heard a deer over there. We're actually only about 15 miles from 3 different towns. I bet there is a deer somewhere around here because there are enormous rubs on these trees. We're kind of in the middle of 3 nice Ozark cities. To the northeast, we have Mountain View. To the northwest, we've got Willow Springs. And then to the south, we've got West Plains, Missouri. Oh, that wasn't a deer, that was an armadillo. Hey, buddy. You see him between those 2 trees? I'm quite a woodsman. I mistook an armadillo for a white-tailed deer. Armadillos are notoriously hard of, I believe they're hard of hearing, and they have poor eyesight. So he probably is not sure where I am. See if we can get a little closer. You wouldn't think you'd have armadillos in Missouri, but here we are. Hey, buddy. I guess you really don't want to approach them because they're like squirrels. Oh, he's got a little den right there. They're like squirrels. They're cool to look at, but they can have diseases. Or so I'm told. I really don't know. And behind him, I can see another deer rub. And I wanted to get this one on camera. Look at that. So that's recent. I mean, the deer out here are just phenomenal. This is great. There's obviously a big buck right in this area. But that gives you a really good idea of what this property is all about. There is power in the area. There is not power to the property. I'm not sure exactly how far it is. Obviously, there would be power at, I was going to say at the house we passed, but since I didn't actually have the camera running. But there's a farmhouse not too far from the start of the easement road that has power. So it's not too far, and phone would be with the power probably. You could mess with that, or you could just go off-grid. But beautiful, peaceful property, awesome area. Clearly has some mature timber. And it's super private. It's the southernmost property on our little easement road. The easement road happens to continue, but actually we may just put up a gate there or a fence there or whatever. Because it's for property owners and their guests only. So that's the acreage with the armadillo in Howell County, Missouri.